All right, it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, gird your loins and an iron jock. You ladies too. Get ready. Some good news, some bad news, and some other shit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good news, bad news, and other shit as we try to combine them all. The good news is that Mario Hemsley is doing some internet dating. The bad news is that, well, it's full of interesting experiences. And of course, the other shit is how we explain. So let me say this. It all started this past summer when, in a lapse of judgment, I decided to partake of the new entry into Facebook. Many of you have found it. Many of you don't know about it. But Facebook has its own dating. That's right, for free. For free, you can go to Facebook dating. Now, I believe the issue with Facebook dating is you can only get it on your phone. Let me show you. Because people say, where can I get Facebook dating? Well, you can get it on your phone. See, take a look at the menu. See right up there? See where it says dating? So when you press that dating button, now mine is turned off right now. Okay? But I want you to see. I want you to see how many women.
That looked like a player scroll.
I'm just saying.
It looked like a player
There's
scroll.
60-some women I've communicated with on Facebook dating. 60-some women.
Remember the days? I'm sorry, I got to interrupt him.
Okay.
Remember you could pull out your wallet and go like, check this out. Didn't he just do that?
He's like,
Did he just
Mario's like the Wilt Chamberlain of online dating.
No, I am not. Because the women say they do hundreds, okay? And I'm going to show you some of these pictures. Because, you know...
Oh, now you're about to put them out on blast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay,
That was
let's
a little
see.
stinker.
They got all kinds. There's a lot of Asians. We'll talk about that. But they got some sisters and some Hispanics, too. It's a bunch of them. And here's Marion. Marion's the one. Let me see if I got a good picture of Marion. Marion's the one who was asking me, what does it take to get money sent to her? Some of them are not that bright.
Did you send her to YouTube?
Some of them are
Did
not.
you send her to YouTube?
So the whole dating experience has been a big thing for me because I was going to go try it. I decided, well, first of all, because of COVID, dating has changed. Because of COVID, and the numbers have changed. It is over 50%, supposedly, of relationships now are starting online. They're starting online. People are meeting online. I always said it was only a different introduction. After you meet, you then need to go out to have a coffee, a lunch, dinner, something, and which is the way I would handle it. But let me just tell you what's happening. First of all, it makes a huge difference in the free dating sites versus the paid. I'll say that again. It makes a huge difference in the free dating sites versus the paid. Facebook dating is free. Facebook dating is free. I found well over 90% of the profiles to be false. There's one or two I'm not sure of. Okay.
That's a lot.
Okay,
That's
there's one or two, maybe 3 or 4, but it ain't 8. It ain't 8. And it's, how many I tell you I chatted with over 60 women. Okay, and I'm telling you, 60 women, they're mostly fake. I even have some of them have the same message. I actually had 2 of them, one woman hit me up, same picture, everything, on 4 different profiles.
Wow.
I was talking to her, and she hit me up on 3 other profiles.
So I guess it really is. You get what you pay for.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, because that's the thing that I'm back to now, because after doing Facebook dating, and what I showed you right there was Facebook dating, my impressions of Facebook dating is that it's pretty much all fake. It's really almost not worth it. It's not worth it because if you get on Facebook dating, you're going to have to spend so much time on your toes to sort through all the fake profiles. Let me say, Mark, when they're fake, what do they do? The number one fake scam going on right now, the number one, and they're talking about it in all the different media, you can take a look, is online crypto-rom.
Crypto romance.
Crypto romance.
Wow.
In other words, these are people who are going to attempt to get you to invest in cryptocurrencies. They're going to tell you about things that they're doing and invite you to participate. They will show you receipts, things happening. The issue is a lot of that is fake. I'm not sure even all the people know that it's fake. I've had a few people, I think they were scammed into promoting cryptocurrency through a platform that was fake, a copycat platform. And I warned everybody previously on a different show that I was scammed in a similar way. I went to go invest, chatting with a woman, we agreed to try an investment at TD Ameritrade. Okay, using TD Ameritrade. Okay. I, in a rookie move, followed her link to TD Ameritrade, to what looked to be TD Ameritrade. It was a carbon copy of the TD Ameritrade site. I deposited $5,000. And then a week later, when I couldn't find the money on my TD Ameritrade app, I called TD Ameritrade. After 5 minutes, TD Ameritrade said, "Sir, we're sorry to tell you that is not us. Where you invested, that place started in November of 21. Okay. So I lost all of that. I had another person who invited me to invest with them, something they truly believed in. I put in some money, a few thousand. They put in a lot of money. It was a bad brokerage again. They lost all their money. I lost a little. They lost a lot. So, first of all, I now have a policy. This is what I say. I tell everybody, I don't even discuss finances till I have met you in person. Okay? So I don't even discuss it, what I invest in. Because you know what's amazing with online dating? People want to talk about their finances before they meet you, which is part of the whole new craze. People love to tell you, okay, first of all, I've had people tell me that cryptocurrency is their hobby. What the hell does that mean? Your hobby is money? Your hobby is making money. Either way, you sound like a little bit like a whore to me, but I don't know. Your hobby is money, and your hobby is making money. That's your hobby? Okay, hobby should be like gardening, fishing. But your hobby is money. So the thing you got to be careful of, I tell everybody, is typical of the bait and switch. Now let me tell you the other thing. This is the part that's unique about this too. People are investing days, weeks, even months in these scams. These are the slow scammer. In other words, what I'm saying is these people are investing in relationships over months. They're taking that long to hook you. They're not hooking you sometimes in days, even though some do. Some come at you very quickly. Hey, I'm doing this. Other ones will actually work at being your friend for days, weeks, and months before the cryptocurrency investment scam sneaks in. This is how they're getting people. Because after 2 months of chatting with somebody, you feel differently. And that's when you tend to be willing to invest. So, the first thing is the bad news of the day. Facebook dating to me is so full of scammers, I cannot even recommend you do it. You will certainly meet fake people, well over to me 90%. Okay? Now.
But it would seem like the administrators of Facebook would be aware of what's going on with the app and shut it down unless they're making money off of it.
Well, I think it attracts people to use it. It's becoming more and more popular. I was finding myself spending a bunch of time on Facebook dating. One thing about Facebook dating, too, versus Match or eHarmony, the people look better. That's because they're fake. They're all fake. That's why they look better. They look better because it's all bullshit. So you can go and do it, and you'll find a bunch of them that look good to you, and that's because they're all fake. Now, when you go over to Match, eHarmony, where people are paying a monthly fee to be on there. In fact, I was thinking to myself, I don't think I've ever had a fake person on Match. I was trying to think.
Skynet.
Huh?
Skynet.
Sky.
Have you,
Amari, have you had a fake
well,
person?
there's some profiles on there that certainly appear to be fake. That when you look at them, there's a red flag. Like,
or they're fake in the way that people put an old picture.
well, I mean, there are some young ladies that who are obviously not 60 years old. They look like they're in their 20s, but they're trying to connect with the older man, and they'll put some fake age on it, So,
And those are people who are not bright, because if they think putting an older age makes people want you more, they need to go back to
I don't think
special ed.
I think a lot of people, I don't know if we want to call them not bright, but there are a lot of people
I'll call them stupid.
that are abusing and misusing the dating app. I think that
I don't know.
I think you call them scammers, but they're
I don't know.
No, the ones at Facebook dating are obvious. Like I said, same dialogue. In fact, if they say, I can tell you now, if they say, "Hi, how are you? Is this really you? Your profile is good as you." That's a fake, because they use the same word. So I don't know. Again, Vic had some dissenting opinions.
Yes. See, back in the day, I don't think you heard me. Back in the day, we used to do a thing called MySpace.
Yeah.
And I would put my age. And I said, you know what? I want people to say, you look good for your age. So I put 85. It worked.
They thought that was 8.5 and you were talking about something else.
It worked. It worked. I mean, I had people going, why you putting your 85? I said, I am 85.
85.
That's right.
8.5.
All right. Now watch this. Now I got a question for the room. I want to see who's fast to certainty. Because thinkers think. Should we shut down porn sites?
No. Why would you do that?
Yeah, why would we do that?
See? Do they make money? Do they scam? Yeah, they do.
I don't know. The porn I watch is either good, you like it or you're not. It's like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it's hard to scam on the porn.
You guys should know, huh?
I'm willing.
Yeah, I'm watching porn,
I'm engaged.
and you can get amateur. Like I said, and for those of you who do use Pornhub, lesbian anal bondage. I'm telling you.
Oh God!
You got a new appreciation for
God,
lesbians.
see, no, I want you guys to
I'm
notice.
telling you, get the
My question
best
brought
search happening.
smiles on their faces. My whole goal was to transition this pit going down. Where you guys were
dating
going,
app.
I was going, dude, I'm looking at the clock.
Well, I'm going to tell you I think if you go to Match, you'll do good. That was my point. You just have to pay. If eHarmony works, Match works. I'm back on eHarmony and Match. They're real people. They're not as fine as the ones on Facebook dating, but they look good and they're real.
I think Mario should query that on Facebook.
What do you mean query?
Because I know people who've been on Match and they're like,
some people got confused when you said that query. They started dressing differently.
But we were having a discussion a few days ago, and you were talking about how sex sells Facebook. And I see a lot of young ladies on Facebook working out, showing that, getting in shape, and they're all saying they're singles. Yet they have 200 and 300 people liking them, loving them, when they're
That's
flexing
all?
their body.
You need to go to Instagram.
So what you,
Maybe they have more there,
so
but
what
I'm
are you
just
saying?
saying,
What are you saying?
Facebook in general is a dating app. If you,
Well,
if-
yeah,
if-
anywhere
so.
people are.
Yeah.
In a sense, I
Yeah.
mean, Instagram. Okay, let me
See,
tell
I've got Match, and I'm not happy with it.
you. Why? Why aren't you happy with it?
That's what I
Because
was
the
saying.
women, right?
What I'm looking for is not there.
You're not finding stuff you like, right?
Nothing I like.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So, and I keep
Max-
hearing in the back of my head, Alexa is saying, "Go to Whole Foods."
Okay, here's the thing I am noticing.
Right.
And you are most likely are guilty of this too. Facebook Messenger, I happen to go look, and I've been getting messages from females all along. I don't
But
know,
a lot of those are fake.
but at least they on Facebook. I mean, Facebook dating, you don't even get a Facebook profile. They have their own separate profile in there. They have to decide whether to give you the link to their normal Facebook profile. So they don't
No,
automatically get that.
And I've noticed something in the last couple of days that if you like certain pages or certain things on Facebook, people will send you inbox you a message saying you won this or I want to be your friend. No, you don't want to be my friend because I wasn't looking for you. You just picked me out of all the 798 people that liked that post. You sent some shit to me.
He sounds a little jaded. We're sorry.
I like a happy experience.
He hasn't had a good. He likes a happy ending to his massage.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. It kind of reminds me of TV. They force the commercials on you, right?
Exactly.
But you only have to turn off the TV.
Exactly.
There you
So,
go.
but look, Vince.
But if you pay for your premium channels,
but if
you don't get the commercials.
But
So
the-
if you're on a dating app and you pay for a premium service,
you get the women that's there,
And-
and the thing about it, like someone has told me over and over again, as you get older, you can have as much sex as you want.
This is wrong.
As long as you can stand the sight of someone your own age naked.
Right.
And so the problem with some of us, some of you out there, 55, 60, staying in shape, looking good, when you go online and go to the dating service, you're going to get depressed. You can get...
you know what
It's
else
gonna
I noticed? And I
it's gonna
don't
make
know
you a little sad,
what else I noticed on Match is that the women will start off with not quite a glamour photo, but a very good-looking photo. And the more you get, the more photos they have, it's like the worse that shit gets.
Yeah.
It's like, well, damn it, you could have saved
Yeah, don't put
everybody
it. Yeah.
some time if you started back to, how do you look right now?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why you got a video chat too, right, Vic?
Well, yeah, not only that. Let me
You
tell
got
you
a
something.
video chat.
There's a way you should do this. Yeah. Start off with, you see, I
See,
start
my
off,
partners are pros. I'm loving this.
which is what? Start off with the 85. And every week, post a picture that makes you look 5 years younger. They'll start saying, I don't know what he's doing. He looking younger and younger. Oh my God. See,
Start off
when
with
you
85.
start off giving them the 30-year-old picture because you want them to think you look that way, and then all of a sudden you escalate your age by 25 years, people are now going to therapy because they think their eyes are playing tricks on them. So I'm just trying to help you, my brother.
I give them a real picture. I send them in fact, even when we go to WhatsApp, I send them a video saying their name. Saying, hi there, Olivia. It's nice to meet you. I'm Mario.
So here's the other thing. I don't think most women on a dating app are as honest and as straightforward as Mario when he does that.
Oh, none of
'Cause
them.
Yeah, because they're.
Yeah, all depends.
They
I'm
all-
not getting that either. I try that
They
too,
sneaky
Mario.
as hell.
I do that too. I send
Yes.
them a video, selfie kind of thing,
Right.
and I'm saying
They don't.
hey,
How many
Marty
respond?
And Bob, trying to drop it on them.
You get what you pay
How
for.
many respond with a video
My
back?
pants, I ain't getting shit though.
Well, see,
I think
let-
I've had like 3 respond with a video.
Yeah, you're not going to get
out
the
of
video
60.
because of the game.
Even when I send all of them a video. Hi, Monique. It's nice to meet you. It's Mario.
Now, I do know a clientele, this has existed for decades because co-workers would tell me. There were certain co-workers who were on a different pay level than I was. They said, we go to the exclusive sites. When you go in there, your profile is that you have that mentality. You're going to deal with that person who got money, and you know how to deal with people with money. They don't deal with social media, so it all depends on what you want. You want freedom and honesty and all that other stuff. And I'm going,
well,
wait,
that's not what I'm paying for.
Wait, I'm
That's
just
not
saying.
what I'm paying for.
I'm just saying, you get what you pay for. Free? Who? When is anything
Okay,
free?
let's just cut the chase.
Yeah.
So obviously we're at the wrong spot with Match and E Harmony. Where are these exclusive?
What do you mean the wrong spot? It's the right spot. It's when the
Vic
real.
is saying there are some exclusive
Yes, they
shit that ain't got.
Okay,
the
no
average-
matter how exclusive it is, it's going to have women and
Yeah.
men, right?
Yeah.
So if it has women and men, what issues will it have? Period. See, I don't know. Since I'm 65 years old, I can't believe there's a Shangri-La of women, because every time there is a bunch of women, it has inherently the problems that come with
A bunch of
women. So it's always a reality check, no matter what. So it can't be no better, really, than what we already had. It can only be as good as what we've already had.
I thought after we had this discussion, this whole thing.
We've
was
had good stuff. That's not to make it
Wait a
it was
bad.
gonna be
Watch,
some-
watch this. Watch this. Let me tell you why I sit there and say this. If you were sitting down talking to your 20-year-old son and 25-year-old son, and you're giving them the experience of what you're going through, will your son be depressed?
Hell yeah.
No.
Oh, yes, he would.
Hell yeah. You know what
Why
I
would he
just
be
found out?
depressed?
He'd be depressed hearing you guys.
Why?
I thought R&B was R&B. That ain't true. The R&B I like ain't the R&B they listening to now. And I was asking my daughter, I was like, well, what's the difference? And she said, well, Dad, all they're talking about is fucking and sex right now.
Did you say the F word?
Yeah.
You getting bold,
Well,
aren't you?
what did we talk about? I thought we just talked
But
about
we were
that's all-
talking about it,
Oh, we
it
just
was
talked
much
about it
subtly.
different. We talked
Yeah,
about
you know,
it was subtle.
Yeah.
Like the movies back in the day when they be kissing, and then it cuts to the scene when she's cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
And you just go, damn, they was kissing and now she's cooking breakfast. I wonder what happened. Okay, we want to go back to that. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying, what are we talking about?
So, no.
Back
The
when we
young
lied
people-
about
the young
giving
people
head.
today do not think like we think. They will
Well, thank
service
God.
it. Yeah.
We don't think like our parents did,
Hell
and that's
no.
why the VDs changed too. Sexual mores. So,
somewhere
Vic,
along the
I
way.
disagree with that. I don't think my son would be. Listen, I would be telling him, you are lucky. First of all, sex is more plentiful, more open, more free than it's ever been.
Right.
Your
That's
ability to protect yourself and prevent pregnancy is better than it's ever been.
Yeah, but see, you guys are not. See,
So I would tell them that.
No,
And
no.
also,
Here's the
women
thing.
don't even think blowjobs are
Wait,
sex.
wait a
So
minute.
just you gonna have
Wait
a
a
wonderful
minute.
time.
Mario's right.
He's making a
But
great
that's
point.
not what I was saying.
Oh, what
I
you
said
saying?
if they were listening to this, I didn't say he would do it.
Well,
I
let's
said,
listen to this, not mine.
I'm
My child would understand. See, my son would understand. Go, Dad. Go, Dad. Set him straight.
see, now you get it, don't you?
No.
My kid now.
So
Son,
they would have been
your
just
son
like
might
we
be
were.
depressed.
Because our parents gave us these lectures, these messages.
For everything.
these warnings,
And wait a minute.
We went
Let me
out
just say this.
and explored
Watch
them.
this. Mario has the most beautiful stories. They don't even involve women. Just about what his parent was telling him based on
right.
choices he wanted.
Right.
And Mario didn't go, yay. He would go like, let me tell you how my father talked to me. See, at the end of the day, I know parenting is a different perspective when we grow.
Well,
But what I'm saying is this show, what I'm doing is going, this show is sending off a wonderful message. Which age group are you talking to?
Well, there you go. You could, but I think some of this is universal. The issues of sexuality have a lot to do with intimacy and communication. That hasn't changed, and the young people are not doing that any better. They all screw that up. Intimacy, openness. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
What
right.
young person can even say that in sex in the same sentence? So they ain't trying that. So the part we should be teaching them instead of leaving them out there. Remember, I am a pediatrician.
Yep.
See, so we leave them out there to fend on their own. They're getting their advice from another 15-year-old.
Someone that does, someone
Yeah.
else that does those shit.
They're getting their advice from the local hoe, who's the fastest one in the group.
Wait a minute.
So that's where they're getting their advice from
You know what?
because their parents won't even talk to them. Okay, so This is where you got to not make the mistake. You got to embarrass your children by bringing it up. Like my dad just said, I know you jacking off. I know you jacking off. Don't even try to explain. I know you are. And that was me and 3 of my buddies sitting there. I said, all of y'all got that jacking off.
All 3 of y'all.
He said, oh, yeah, looking at you, I could just tell. So we need to have some talks about sex and responsibility. Everybody was groaning.
Here comes Dr. Hemsley.
You know what they were doing? Going,
You gotta.
how did he know?
If your parents didn't embarrass you with sex talk, you haven't lived. See, your parents should have embarrassed you. It should have went like this. We need to talk about something. Oh, no. Well, like what? We need to talk. This could be male or female. I'm sure you're trying to get sexually active. Petting, kissing, first base, second base, third base. I don't know what you're experiencing. I know you thinking about it. Male or female. You ready to experiment? You're 13, 14. You can't wait to do something. Feel something, touch something, whatever. And you're going to need to know what to do. So you need to be able to talk to your parents. This is a normal state. One day you wake up and you looking at your geometry teacher and they look finer than a mother. And you ain't never looked at them before, but all of a sudden there's something happening today. I'm just saying that you lose your mind. And for the men, you don't get your mind back till you about 50-something. So you lose your mind for years. You don't even know.
Be out there.
Yeah, you just even know you lost your mind. But you have lost your mind for about 11
whoever
to
invented
50.
this stuff.
Yeah. Now, women is a little differently, but it too happens. And the preoccupying thought, think about it. The number one thought in a young person's mind is how to meet another person and interact with them, which means sex. If they ain't thinking about doing it, they worried about not doing it or worried about, but it's the number one thought in their mind.
Oh, just wondering.
Yeah, when they come home from work, when they get off of their out of class, they're wondering if you would think back, you were the same way. All you can think about all day long is the other sex or some of you the same sex.
Now they've got all this technology. They've got their tablets, their phones that they can.
All those new lubricants.
We didn't have all.
We had Vaseline,
right?
And Crisco.
You know what?
Y'all got all the new lubricants.
Jergens,
we had Jergens. We had Jergens lotion.
Was on sale.
That's right,
3
Jergens.
bottles for $2.99.
Your mother would say, "Where's all my lotion going?" I say, "Mama, I don't like to be ashy."
Right.
Mama, I don't.
Your ankles are ashy right now, boy.
Okay, is this a better day?
Well, it depends what's better.
Is it better than it was in the 90s?
You got to define better. I don't know if sex earlier is better. I've never met anybody who says they wish they had started having sex earlier. Not even a men. I haven't met anybody who says, gee, I wish I had started having sex a few years earlier. I haven't ever met that person.
I don't know if it's better because even like we just threw the technology into this conversation. I know a guy today.
Just one?
Just this one guy who won't even get a cell phone because he's been caught so many times by his wife, and he just.
It's not about the cell phone.
He just can't cheat.
It's not about the cell phone.
Like, he just goes.
Mr.
But
Johnson,
he
your
won't
wife
get a
is
cell
cheating on
phone to
us.
this day.
Listen, I sit there and say this. I know it's all relative because it's always at the time that you're in, you're not evaluating your habits. You're not psycho doing this room. When you have a conversation with your boys, you have like 2 topics. You're not entertaining this conversation. So it's very hard to give a true perspective. When you're looking back, it's different. But when you're in it, oh, I know how we were. If somebody was talking, well, yeah, we got things to do, places to go, people to see.
Yeah.
It's always different, man.
And so,
When you're in the moment.
Yeah.
and so online dating is a reflection of that. Just more intense. You know how many people are full of shit at the club. You know how many, Come on. I used to walk into the club, as we went in the club, I would turn to my friends. This is back when I was a resident in county. I say, gentlemen, 50-some% of the women in here have a sexually transmittable disease.
Damn it.
Have a good time. Even if they don't give you chlamydia, herpes, or gonorrhea, they will give you a yeast infection and a few other little scratchy, some crabs.
I might ask Mario one thing.
So just remember that when you go out,
Wait a
when you
minute.
dance.
No. Celebrate one thing that you enjoyed back then. See, you can do this and say, I've warned you, but give me the one thing that you love the most.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay,
Where-
I already
Fred-
stated that.
Where were you at, Freddie? Pied Piper? Giving this warning out. What club was
Every
you
club we went into.
shit.
I had just had the class on sexually transmittable disease and the prevalence.
See?
So that I had just left the class. We just said, in the class, they telling you what's out there.
See?
I remember when they told us that people were spreading herpes when they were broken out or not. You could have heard a rat piss on cotton.
And you know what? One thing Mario is pointing out, really, the advent of that was not as prevalent when, and I don't want to take this conversation to a different direction, but when AIDS was introduced, it really took that
That's the
subject.
first
by-
VD they could-
It
no.
went. It made everybody go like this.
Listen.
I don't want anything, but I'll default to herpes because of what AIDS did and the prevalence of people's mind.
So you asked me, what was it that I like? Okay, and that I have a really simple answer for that. And let me tell you, because it'll affect you for the rest of your life. Imagine this. If you are in a committed relationship, we're having sex with one person, and they're committed to you, okay? And then you are using contraception, birth control pills, okay? Though that by that I mean really oral contraceptions or injectables or things like that. Then you get to enjoy what I would call the real pee. The real natural juices that emulate from your penis and her vagina. Okay, what I call the real pussy. But you only get to have the real pussy and be safe in a committed relationship. So that's another reason to be committed. Because once you're in a committed relationship with the same person, you could do a whole lot of nasty shit. Okay?
Hallelujah.
You could do a whole lot. Because now you got one person and it ain't the same risk. But if you're going to run around spreading that to everybody in the neighborhood, well, it don't work that way. So this is a reason, and I had to say it that way, but just imagine what it comes back to. See what I'm saying? Yeah. It still comes back to if you're in a committed relationship with someone you love and you tackle the contraception issue, then you get to go on and have some real good times. Yeah. Real good times. And I came from the time when you had that. We had condomless sex. Okay? Sex without a condom. And let me tell you, ain't nothing like that. The way that juice feels, you want to rub it on your face.
Now, based on the numbers you gave the fellas at the bar, what kind of numbers would you give someone today about them being promiscuous in this?
I would look it up, because what we were seeing back in the day, I remember I used to quote that 25 to 30% of the sexually active 15-year-olds were having sex with 3 or more people. Okay.
At 15, they were
And
getting it
if
like
you
that?
were sexually active, 25 to 30% of the 15-year-olds who were sexually active were having sex with 3 or more people. So when you want to talk about the prevalence, just search it. Prevalence of STDs. Prevalence, look, it jumps up. Prevalence of STDs in the U.S. Okay? Almost half of them among 15 to 24. See, that's why people our age, we don't worry about STDs as much. We should, but it's not the same. It's like people our age don't even use condoms because they so old. What difference? Ain't nobody getting pregnant. What? Okay, so what percent? 20% of the U.S. population. 1 in 5 people in the U.S. have an STD on any given day. That's just of the U.S. population. 20% have an STD. Now, if you were to go to look specifically at 15 to 24-year-olds, that number goes up. Because the number is lower because we including the old people who ain't having no sex any damn way. It's hard to get a VD from your hand. Yeah, this is not working. Well, so what are the top 3 STDs? Okay, HPV, which they didn't even know about years ago, chlamydia, gonorrhea.
What is HPV?
Human papillomavirus is a virus. We knew about it, but they didn't know the role. It turns out that it's associated with cancers down the line. So when you get those little hair bumps, look like little hair bumps in your genitals, which is very common. People think it's a hair bump. That's HPV for a lot of you. And that has some risk, as we're finding, with long-term infection. And some people are carrying it all the time.
Damn.
And by the way, as an ER person, I want you to understand that typically when you contract a virulent disease, you can get 2 or 3 at that time. You don't necessarily get 1. You know, you see. So you get like they probably have HPV and chlamydia.
All this should be in the fine print on a dating app.
Oh yeah, sure.
Once you get off this app, you're subject.
You know
well,
what?
they should be teaching you this.
Good
and
luck,
again,
Good luck.
okay, this is why honest talk about sex is the best thing that we can do for our young people.
Absolutely.
Honest talk about sex with discussions about using words like responsibility, caring, intimacy. Okay, where we actually talk about the purpose of sex. And when I say the purpose, if you're going to only talk to your children about reproduction, then they're going to know that you're missing the part. We've got to be able to talk about why sex is enjoyed. Okay? We got to. Now, maybe you don't need to hit them with that at 12, but certainly there's an age in which the concept of orgasm or the lack thereof needs to be discussed in order to develop a healthy attitude. For one, men need to know that women have orgasms and should be taught to work toward that. And women should be aware that they should have orgasms, or they should at least be able to start to deal with their evolving sexuality in order to improve their chances for a successful sexual outcome. You know, people end up with poor sexual outcomes, okay? You know, they end up being affected for the rest of their life.
And I guess when you really look at it, if you look at it that way, it's, I guess it's a sort of a sexual freedom that this generation has that we didn't have, because a lot of sexual encounters were discouraged or taboo when we were growing up.
And then the freedom is sometimes, to me, overstated in that it's the freedom to now be involved in things that are hurtful, stressful, problematic for you, hard on your self-image. In other words, sex without any kind of counsel has the potential to be emotionally difficult, okay, with no kind of counsel. That's all I'm saying. And if your goal is to provide a better situation for our young people, remember, that's what trips you guys. I sound like a pediatrician. Yeah, I am. So if the goal is to do better for our young people, this is where we do better for them. This is where we do better. Anyway, so I want to that's been this segment. It's been enjoyable. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. And that was definitely other shit. Now you're really confused.